In this video, we're going to explore animated teaching callouts and cinematic scene intros that makes trading videos look professionally produced. So if we come over here into the tools section, we scroll down, you can see we start at the top, we scroll down and we get the teaching tools. And this is what we're going to focus on in this video. We've got the callout tool, the point tool, the intro, transition, spotlight, and the glow orb. These are all tools designed to enhance the teaching experience, to be able to teach better, captivate through your teaching, and to highlight what it is that you are teaching. So let's click on the callout section. The callout is really a cool overlay system that just allows you to create different points. So you'll see we'll add it to the chart over here. Once we add it to the chart, you can see over here, let's just extend the timeline layer. Here it is on the chart, and look how cool that looks. So this is just a key point, a key feature that you'll be able to address when you want to talk about something that's going to happen. Maybe there's a tip you're going to be talking about, or a suggestion, something you want to bring to their attention. We're specifically on the key point aspect over here. If we go down, we can alter the key point name, alter the key point body text, we can turn off the key point name, and then we can increase the size of everything. The headline we can increase, the label we can increase. Really, it's fully customizable, so you can really position it, write whatever text you want. The width of the size of the card we can increase, the height we can increase and decrease. We've got the accent color, so we can change the color. Then we've got the text color. You can change the text color to whatever you want as well. Blue, looks nice, white. You can fully customize. And if you come further down, we've got the background opacity. So this is the opacity behind the actual card. You can increase or decrease the opacity. Got the corner radius if you want to make it more circle or more square. It's up to you. And then we've got the animations where it enters from the left, from the right, the top, the bottom, or the fade. And then you can pick the speed. So you can see here, enters in from the right. Looks really nice. Let's slow that down a lot. Looks really cool. And then obviously we can have the text reveal. You can turn on the fade in for the text, so it will fade in. Text will fade in slowly, or it can be a typewriter effect. So the card moves in slowly, then the text kind of gets typed in nice and slow. So it just keeps the viewers watching. The thing is, when you guys create captivating videos, you want to make sure that there's always something happening on the screen. You don't want to have these blank moments. So this keeps the viewers engaged. It keeps something happening. Keeps them looking, it keeps their attention, and that is the advantage of using ChartAnimator, because it's designed to keep the attention. So let's go over to another one. If we go to the pro tip, it's basically the same. It's just changing, one of the things, the actual label. We've got a light bulb and then the warning sign. And then over here, we've got a magnifying glass to remember, remember, don't enter this break of structure. Don't enter when price hits a key level. Wait for confirmation. We've got rule number 1, always wait for confirmation, always follow your rules. Got the formula, you'll teach a specific formula of your strategy. The takeaway of the day, you're going to learn that you wait for break of structures, you wait for change of characters to happen, or CISD breaks before you look for entries. These are just really great explainer tools to be able to explain concepts and then also animate within the explanations, which is just going to give a whole nother level. Choose really cool colors. You can really make it look super stylish as well. You can change the fonts here to spice it up and make it look super nice. So this is the call out tool. It's really, really easy. I'm going to leave that in the corner there. And then we're going to focus on the next one. So the next teaching tool is going to be the point tool. And basically, it's just going to show different points. So we've got the bold drop. You can increase the amount of points over here. So however many points you want to explain. So point number 1, we're going to focus on higher time frame bias. Number 2, we're going to look for lower time frame entries. That kind of thing. You can really just add a lot of depth into how you explain. You can make it all bigger. This can go bigger. The headline can go nice and big. Body can go big. This is really stunning tools that you can add to your teaching. Once again, you can change the accent color, the text color. You can have the animation come in from the drop to the side. Pretty much all of these details are the same for all of these. It's just the customizations change a little bit, change different fonts, alter the different points here. Whatever you want to write, you can put it in here, put in point 1, your explanation, or you can turn off the explanation if you just want to have a point, then points can go up and down. So then we've got the side strip as well. This one looks really cool actually when it animates in. Animate to slide. You can see it looks so cool. Fade looks great as well. Fades in. Let's slow it down. Scale is also cool. Scales in. So you can set your different animations. Obviously we can have typewriter drop, so it drops in. and then we get the typewriter typing. So let's get to the next one. We've got the badge one as well. That's basically everything else is the same. So I'm not going to go through all those details, but I definitely suggest spending time going through this, testing them out, playing around with the animations. Get really good at this, guys. This is such a top-notch skill. When you get good at animating your trading charts for your trading channel, or even animating for other people, this can be a profession. You can become a professional animator. There's no other software in the world. So if you get good at this, there's a huge market out there. If you want to outsource your skills, or if you just want to enhance your own trading channel. I've grown my channel significantly using these kind of tools and creating animated trading videos, so it really is worth investing into if you are a content creator interested in growing your trading YouTube channel or your trading group or your social media. So if we go to the minimal tool, you can see we've got the same thing here. Basically, it's just another look. We can animate it. So there you go. That's the point headline. And then if we go down to the next trading tool, it is the intro. So this is where we can create cool intros. Let me take these two off the chart so we can just focus on this one. You can see this is kind of how we have little intro scenes. So it plays out, drops nicely. You can pick all the different animations that you want. You can change the title, subtitle, change the numbers over here. You can turn off the numbers if you want, turn off the words if you want. Really, you can customize. You want more spacing, less spacing, change the font, change the title, how you want the animation to appear. So if you want it to slide in, slides in nicely like that. Or if you want it to drop down, drops down nicely. This is super cool for like your transitions or your intros. Yeah, it rises up. Here's the glitch, kind of shakes in. That's pretty cool. Now, once again, guys, just another cool one. You've got your animations, you've got your presets that you can select. We've got different ones. We've got the reveal, we've got the split, we've got the flash. This one's really cool as well, kind of flashes in. Obviously, we'll pick a smoother intro. So let's pick scale, kind of scales in. That's nice. We can pick our colors, green, purple is really nice. Otherwise, if you want it more darker, there you go. So now let's do the slide. It'll slide in from the side. Kind of slides in nice. We can turn off the subtitle if we don't feel like we need the subtitles. Tone them down a little bit. And then we've got the lower thirds over here. Let's pick a different color because you can't actually see this color of the background. And then the text can be black. That'll stand out quite nice. And then this can be purple. So that looks super cool. Let's play it. Look at that. It comes in nicely. Slides. We've got drops in over here. Drops in. Rises. These are such great teaching tools. We've got the transition. The transition tool is awesome as well. It's going to create these nice transition points. Let's say you've created an animation scene and now you want to transition from one scene to another. You'll play this, it'll cut in, and then it'll flash out, and then the new scene will start. We can choose lots of different colors. Basically, here shows you the preview of what's going on. If we want the white, let's see, we've got a nice white. Just flashes in. We can slow down the speed of the flash as well. So it's nice and slow. There we go. Even slower than that. We've got different styles. So we've got the punch, which gives a different effect completely. Into the next scene, we've got the wipe. So it kind of slides on in, slides on out. That's a really cool one. We've got the iris. We've got the split. That's also very cool. We've got the glitch. Some of these will change up. If people aren't using them, we'll change them. We'll add new ones, but we can pretty much build whichever ones you want. So if you do have any suggestions, drop them in the suggestion box in the dashboard. So that's a transition tool, adding cool transitions. Then we've got the spotlight tool. This is really cool. Okay, so let's just say you add a trading chart. So let's go add the group builder. Let's build a basic chart over here. Just going to do this quick. I'm not going to focus on too much detail. You add it to the chart, and then we want to, let us say, bring the gaps a little closer, increase the height a little bit. Say, for instance, you want to focus on a specific area of this chart. So now we've got the spotlight tool, spotlight above, group builder below. And what the spotlight does is you can increase the size of the spotlight, the strength of the spotlight. So you'll see over here. Now what we do is we can make the spotlight just on a specific area. let's just say you want to focus on a specific area and bring everyone's attention to that specific area. So the chart will animate out, and then we zoom in on a specific area. You can dim out the rest completely, or you can dim it out a little bit. This is just creating the spotlight effect on the chart. So dim it a little bit more. You can have an ellipse, circle, you can have the rectangle, you can change it how you want. It's quite nice. It's very customizable. You can have the corner radius nice and round. This is very cool. You can come over here on the focus position. You can either move it on here, up and down, or you can manually do it. It's totally up to you, however you want to do it. Focus size, you can increase the size, the height. Some people like to use the controls and not really animate on the chart. And then we've got the actual timing of how long it takes to fade in. So you'll see it fades in nice and slow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to animate this trading chart. So it'll animate in. Okay, let's wait for the timing to get around about there. So what we'll do is we'll animate in, and only when it gets to a certain point, then the spotlight will come on in. So we animate, it's going down, and now we want to zoom in, spotlight a certain area. Okay guys, focus on this specific area. There you go. I've used it a lot. It's really great. You can slow down the fade. It can fade in slowly. It can fade out slowly. You've got this fade in and fade out, which fades in, fades out. It's really cool. You'll see if it comes to the fade out, it'll suddenly fade out nice and slow. Oh wait, let's... There you go. So let us make this a little bit smaller so we can... So you'll see, fades in nice and slow, demonstrates it, fades out nice and slow. Super cool. You can also demo it on specific candles. So say you want to focus on just this specific candle. Maybe these are 2 reversal candles that you want to focus on. And you want to focus on when price gets to that specific level. Everyone must focus on those reversal candles. You can demonstrate what they look like, what the entry should look like. And then it fades out, and then it moves into the rest of the chart. So this is really such a cool tool to illustrate. And then the last tool I want to show you is the orb, the glow orb tool. Now this is a ridiculously cool tool. If you want to add a nice effect onto the chart, this could actually go right at the bottom. So you would add this to the bottom layer specifically because it's going to be a background image. So you'll see we'll come here, it fades nice in. Let's slow down the fade so you can see this really nicely. Look, it fades in. There we go. Okay, that faded in super fast. Let's increase the duration of the fade. There we go. Nice and slow. So this just adds a really nice look to the back or the backdrop. To highlight certain things, you can increase the size. You can increase the blur. You can decrease the brightness. So that's really cool if you just want to create this cool effect. Opacity. Then we've got the shape if you want to change the shape, whatever shape you want. Then the entry animation, it can bloom. So let's try a bloom. This is where it blooms in nicely like a flower. And this is really cool. If we duplicate this, and then what we do is we add another layer. We add it to that layer, and then we can move it to the other side. So then what you end up doing is having this cool background. So see this, that the chart animates on. It just gives it such a cool look. Animates around there, then the spotlight zooms in. Look at the reversal candles. You can explain the exact reversal scenario that's happening, show the candles, and then suddenly it will zoom out, and there you go. So those are the teaching tools, guys, that we can use to explain, engage through our explaining. Click the next video. Let's dive straight into the next Academy video.